Well, I know the show isn't out yet, but for all I care, it can be the next goddamn Shawshank Redemption. Loki, as a character, has been overused and recycled to the point beyond salvation.
Your savior is here!
And I was so psyched to see how his character ended. I thought it was fitting, and I thought it was time. I had even predicted it.
I feel like if this was comic book Thanos and he saw Loki again, he's like, "You're still fucking alive?" I thought he just would have smashed his head right there. I think Loki is going to die.
Probably.
Marvel has been known for doing a not-so-thorough job with some of their villains, mainly the ones that are considered a one-note character and almost killed instantly, leaving no room for growth, which is, in my opinion, a pretty fair complaint. Many complex and compelling villains are prematurely ended for no good reason and are a mere shadow of their former comic book self. Loki was, keyword on was, the exception to that trope. He had a solid backstory and has had multiple films to build a rapport with our favorite heroes and villains. I understand why he is a fan favorite, but we gotta realize that the character hasn't had any depth to him in 8 years. His potential has been wasted, and we have been getting the same rehash again and again. And again! Loki hasn't been the god of mischief in some time, and although Tom Hiddleston does an amazing job portraying the character, Loki, as a character, has been a passenger in Thor's journey. Not a character of his own will, he simply goes where Thor goes, sometimes for no reason at all. Ragnarok is a movie where Loki is constantly present and constantly absent at the same time. He is less than a side character. Initially, he is sitting on the throne of Asgard due to his devilish scheme, a scheme that was thought to bring the end of Asgard. He was gonna unleash Ragnarok due to his deception of Asgard. By lowering Asgard's defenses, we were going to see the battle of all time in this cyclistic hellscape of gods and myths. By the time Thor would realize his brother's mischief, the reckoning would already be upon them, and Loki would be responsible for the prophetic apocalypse of his golden kingdom.
Begin Ragnarok! So be it!
But again, he just watched himself in a school play and was immediately found out. I cannot express how disappointed I was when I saw that scene. Loki has always been a great threat in the comics and has had some impressive achievements. However, what we see now is a character doomed to fail again and again and again. And again! Loki, the show, will even technically have less development than his movie counterpart because, again, remember, movie Loki died, and this Loki is the one we saw 8 years ago from Avengers. Putting aside my personal grievances for the portrayal of this character, we have a real narrative issue here. Loki has, in almost every one of his appearances, big quotation marks, small word, died. He's died in almost every one of his appearances, to the point where if you kill him off in this show, I will not believe it. There will be very few things you can do, aside from actually killing Tom Hiddleston, to convince me that Loki is dead and will not come back in a future appearance. But I think he should be done. I'm not sure how they would do it, but I think this character has really reached his end, and you're just really beating and trying to squeeze as many cash cows as you can out of this dead horse. This show is almost definitely going to be the most mediocre of the 3 shows we have already seen, and if I am wrong, I will eat a cup of my least favorite jelly beans. I'm not sure which flavor that is because I dislike most of the jelly beans, but the worst one I'll eat a whole cup of.